We're here to do one of my mica powder paste white blooms. I am using JDiction fast cure resin. I usually get Let's Resin. That's what made me think of it. I decided to do the fast cure resin because I have some other projects working on and I need a thicker viscosity resin. So I got this. So JDiction fast cure, it's 1:1, high viscosity. It's 28 degrees Celsius, 83 degrees Fahrenheit. I am starting earlier than I usually would because I want to make sure the bloom fully blooms. So I'm going to put about 1 ounce in each of these cups. Hopefully I didn't take too much. And the rest will go in the mold. And like I said, it is thick. So it changes the way you work with it a little bit. You have to be more concerned about bubbles in a thicker viscosity resin. But this has been setting and warming, so most of the bubbles have come out. It's a good, JDiction's a good resin to use. All right, in my first little cup, I am gonna put Let's Resin Chameleon Powder Blue. It has like a little bit of pink to it, so I thought it would look cool. I'm gonna use just a little bit to color it. Maybe even less than that if I can get a good little, because I'm not using much resin. I don't need it to be real heavy. Give it a little bit of a mix. I'm kind of doing something weird for this flower because pink and blue, but I wanted to use a chameleon powder and I thought, well, this might be fun. This might be fun. Actually, I may switch up what I do. 1 second. I just thought, let me run. Since that really is super blue, I'm going to switch up my paste and my bits and bobs real quick since I'm standing up. I still don't know what I did with that. Okay, that's okay. All right, so the next one we're going to use for our paste today, for our color, I'm going to use Just Resin Sailor Blue. This just came out a lot bluer. So I figured, well, we should have a pigment paste that sort of goes with that. I'm just going to dip just a little bit of the stick in, get a little bit on it. I don't want it to be heavy. Let's see if I picked the right color or not. Pigment paste color really strongly. You generally don't need a lot of them to color something. I mean, you can look at this just from the tip of my stick. Look what we got going on here. Let's look at our colors. Yeah, I think we're okay there. You know what I might do to add to this? I know, I keep thinking of new things to do. I might even add, to bring in some of the pink, let's add some of this pink to our white. I am all over the place today. All right, so I need I have about 1 ounce of resin, so I need, let's say, 7 drops, because it's not quite an ounce of this Cast and Craft opaque white pigment. So let's get it started. You guys know it comes slowly. 3. Actually, I'm just going to do 6 and then we'll look at it because I really do have a lot less than I normally have in my cup. And let's look at it before I put my pink in. Yeah, I think I made the right decision to stop putting it in, because that is pretty solid white, right? All right, so then we have our pink. I need to get a little spoon. And I got this from Just Resin. It's just a very light powder. Get like the tip of my spoon with it on there. Actually, I might double that up. There we go. So 2 tips of my spoon. All right, let's mix this up. Let's hope we're not too thick and everything doesn't just fall. We'll see. I'm going to stand up for the next part. I should have just stayed standing up. All right, so first we have our chameleon powder we're going to put in our piping bag. It is a little like sludge. I'm not a huge fan of the thicker viscosity resins, but they have their place, you know. We do need them. And then the blue. All right. And then last, our white. Hopefully I'm not letting it warm too much and I didn't start late. Hopefully we get a nice bloom going. Somebody asked on one of the pages today what temperature that they use their white. People use their whites, and it's such a tricky question to answer because it depends on your room, it depends on the viscosity of your resin. So I generally somewhere, my middle number is 34. So I can go higher than that or lower than that, but you saw I started this one much earlier. I think, was I at 2830? I started it much sooner. I just cut a little off so I don't have such a big pile in my hand. I'm going to go ahead and get it started a little. All right, got our white in. Now we're going to do our blue. Cut some of the bag off so it's not so big in my hand. I'm going to cut the tip off. Just get it started over here. It's a little, need to give it a little bit more of a push than I was. All right, that's the blue, and then our mica powder. All right, and cut our tip off. And now we're going to do this one. And then I'm going to do just one ring around the outside. Not a super steady hand, but that's okay. All right, so now we have to do some sort of design. You guys know I like squiggle lines, but let's do maybe something simpler today. Let's do, just pull in. And this will be my last all the way pull in, so that's where I do my little center. I'm going to pull this one that far. Yeah, I separated them all. Okay. Now, I'm going to do little pull outs, but I'm not going to bump out really far. Just a light tip there. It's more of a traditional type bloom. All right, so that looks good. Now I have some bits I brought over. I don't know that I'm going to like any of them. So I had pink, but we went a completely different direction. Now I have blue and I have purple. I don't know. Let me see if I got anything better. Anything better. I don't know that I do, but we will take a look. All right, so it's more of a, yeah, this blue is definitely not going to work. We could just go silver. This is definitely not going to work. And this is purple. It's not going to work. So I think it's between the silver and the, I think I'm just going to do the blue. Just going to go with it. Let me just get a little peek. It's a 7.5-inch mold. So I think a center right about here is good. And just give it a little shove down. And then that's it. If I do something fun to back it with, then I'll bring you back for that. If I just keep this and maybe do a black or a dark blue, then I won't bring you back. Only for fun things. See you then. All right, we're back. I don't normally back with white, so I'm a little worried that it was a bad choice, but we'll see how it worked out. We'll see how it worked out. Sometimes, most of the time, white is just too light for blooms, unless you're able to get a lot of color put into it. Oh, actually, I think I like it. It is very subtle, right? It's very subtle, but I think it's very pretty. The mica powder is pretty. I even like what we did with the center and the blues. I think that's very pretty, even with the white.